Welcome! Today I'm going to show you how you can create your own custom sampled instruments in Bitwig Studio. And we're going to look at velocity layers, and you'll be able to download this free patch in the description. Let's take the tour. Okay, so before we start doing any recording here in Bitwig Studio, we need to decide what kind of instrument we want to create. And I've been thinking about creating an ambient guitar library for quite some time, so this can be a little introduction to that. So today I'll be recording some different velocity layers with this Fender Player Plus guitar. As you can hear, you get a very different timbre when you play different velocities. The guitar goes through this Tonex guitar amp simulator pedal to get a great sound. And then we go straight into the audio interface, which is a Zen Tour. So first out in Bitwig, you're obviously going to go into the dashboard and your audio settings and set up the input and output buses for your audio interface. And with a blank new product, you often get this instrument track and an audio track. And we're obviously going to record to this audio track. So you need to set the correct inputs here. Just get some volume going. So we're going to record the stereo input 7. Depending on what kind of instrument you're recording, maybe it's a piano, or maybe it's a guitar or a synth, you might want to record different pitches. But out of convenience today, I'm just going to record a single A pitch here, but with different velocities. So in Bitwig, we're just gonna hit the record and play, and I'm gonna start with the soft strikes and then go harder. Yeah, great. So now we have 4 different velocity layers. And we need to cut this obviously, so we get these separated. And what I usually do is just trim the beginning and the end here. You can hold shift to make more granular refined edits. And we're going to press 5 to activate the knife tool. And we're going to cut these. You can hold shift again to make more refined cuts, like so. And now we're just gonna press 1 again on the keyboard to go back to the pointer tool. Now a good practice here is obviously to name these so we know which one is the lowest velocity and which one this is the highest velocity. So let's first select all these and go into the inspector panel and clip the name. And we're gonna write guitar. And as you can see, we get all these clips named guitar. And then we can select the first one and name it guitar A1. So that's the first velocity layer. Guitar A2, guitar A3, and guitar A4. And then we're gonna create a new track, and we're gonna add a sampler in there. And now we can just select all these and drag them straight into the sampler. And make a double click in this key range area, or the samples area. By default, we can see that these are spread across multiple keys, but we obviously want these on the same key because it's the same pitch. So we can just select all these and go into the sample list editor. So first, we're obviously going to do a little bit of zooming, so it's easier to select the notes and move them. So we're going to move this to the A1 key, like so. So now when we press the A1 key on the keyboard, we're going to hear all the samples playing at the same time, and you obviously don't want that. So take hold of the rightmost panel, and we're going to expand that a little bit. And this is the velocity layer panel. Now we're going to arrange the velocity layers for this key. So select all the layers, right click, and select distribute velocity equally. So now we have all these notes spread equally across the velocities. But if you take a look at the samples here, we have the guitar A4 as the lowest velocity, which isn't really right. This should be in reversed. So make sure we move this so we have A1 at the top, A2, and then A3, and then A4 at the bottom. So now when we select these and say distribute velocity equally, we get the A1, which is the lowest velocity, in the lowest velocity region, so to speak. So let's arrange the lowest velocity to be from 0 to around 64, and then we will have the second velocity layer, like so, and then the third velocity layer, and then just the fourth velocity layer on the really, really high velocity up here. So the velocity ranges from 0 to 127. Next up, we're gonna adjust the start time of the samples. So select the first sample, and we're gonna adjust the start time to be exactly where the sample starts. Then we can go to the next sample, make the same adjustment. So we make sure that all of these hit at the real transient of the beginning of the sound, so to speak. Right, so I think that the lowest velocity is a little bit low in volume. You might want to add a compressor too, but we're gonna increase the gain to 12 dB. So it's gonna sound a little bit more compressed when we play this out of the box, so to speak. Right, so now we have that in place. Now we can just maybe deactivate that and go into this keyboard mode. Now at the moment we can only play the A1 key. But we obviously want to be able to play across the whole keyboard range. So we need to do a little bit more adjustments here. Select all the samples, and we're gonna expand that to the right side and also expand that to the left side. Now we just need to add some effects, and we have a nice patch. I also feel we need to increase the release here a little bit on the AHDSR so we get a more natural decay of the guitar. Maybe increase the gain a little bit, and then we're gonna add the Filter Plus device. Maybe deactivate the filter and just increase the heat here so we get a little bit more oomph and power. Maybe not overdo it. Let's set it to 12 dB. And let's round that off with some reverb. So let's add the Valhalla Supermassive. Okay, so that's how easy it is to create your own sampled instrument in Bitwig Studio. Now let me know in the comments if you have any type of question on this, and make sure to download that free preset. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe, and I also have a Patreon if you want to support my work here on YouTube. And you can also check out my courses over at edu.monitormedia.com. We have the highly acclaimed Bitwig Masterclass, we have the new Bitwig Grid Unlocked course, which is an excellent course to begin your journey into modular sound design within the Bitwig Grid environment. And we also have the Bitwig Ambient Mastery course, which is a huge success and a really great introduction into creating ambient music with Bitwig Studio. Okay, my name is Mattias, thanks for watching today, see you in the next episode, bye!